We're talking to Kyle Pitts on this episode as soon as Tori and I be quiet. That was a good catch, too.
Yeah.
Right sideline.
Yeah. Right butt cheek. That's what saved me.
What's up, Falcons fans, and welcome back to the Friday Five on a Monday. Tuesday. I don't know when you're listening to this.
Yeah.
Time is relative. Will McFadden joined by Tori McElhaney. Tori, one thing that is not relative, Kyle Pitts has signed a new 3-year deal with the Atlanta Falcons.
Mm-hmm.
He signed the franchise tag earlier this offseason. Now we know that he is officially staying here in Atlanta for a few more years. We kind of chatted about it on Friday's podcast. Go check that out if you haven't. Jeopardy episode, a lot of fun, kind of hard. Still mad at you, producer Jared. But Tori, quick thoughts on Kyle.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit more about the contract as it stands, because that was something that when we recorded last week, we didn't really know the specifics of it. Was it going to be was it a contract extension that was going to be tacked on to the franchise tag? So was it going to be going through the 2029 season? Like, there were a lot of things that we needed clarity on. Finally got that clarity. What, in essence, this contract does, it's a brand new deal for Kyle Pitts. It essentially replaces the franchise tag that he was going to play on in 2026. So now this deal runs from 2026 through 2028. So that's where the 3-year mark goes. It is what is this stat? It's the largest 3-year deal for a tight end in NFL history, which is like a hilarious stat. But I love it because I do think it shows
Very specific stat.
And I think it's great because it just shows like how highly Kyle Pitts was valued in this organization. And I know that what we have seen from Kyle Pitts of late in the last year has been somebody on an upward trajectory. Talked a lot with Kevin Koger, who has been Kyle's tight ends coach for a couple of years now, and talked to him about how he felt things were different with Kyle coming into the 2025 season, and how he really turned a corner after that very first New Orleans Saints game, and how from that point on it just felt like there was little stopping Kyle from reaching what he knows he can be. And so I think that was a very mature take of the maturation of someone like Kyle Pitts. So yeah, 3 years, I believe, $36 million fully guaranteed. So really good deal for Kyle. And I'm very excited. He's somebody who that 2021 draft class was the first draft class that I was here in the building for. I'd been covering the Falcons prior to that, but Kyle was the first round pick that I got to know in the building. And so there is a little bit of sentimental value in that sense of it too.
Yeah, I totally understand that feeling. And it's crazy because Falcons fans, right, have been on a journey with Kyle Pitts since that draft. But in going back, and I should say this is bad podcast hosting on my part, you will hear from Kyle Pitts in today's episode. That's what it's all about. That's why we're bringing this to you early and not on a Friday.
Yeah.
We're talking to Kyle Pitts on this episode. As soon as Tori and I be quiet, you're going to hear from Kyle Pitts. We're going to wrap this part up really, really quickly. However, in that conversation, we play a little bit of a game where it just had me going back to Kyle Pitts' rookie season.
Yes.
And the flashes have always been there, and they have always been so high that it's clear still. That's why last season was so important, the ending of it, because it showed that player is still in there, that the kind of generational unicorn type prospect that he was coming out of Florida, he's still there. You still get a 3-touchdown performance from him on a Thursday night when you need it to win the game. So Kyle Pitts being here for the next 3 years, only 26 years old, in his prime. Yeah. I'm really excited to see what we've got in him.
Yeah, I think that too. We got a quote from General Manager Ian Cunningham just about the reasoning behind making this deal with Kyle, and he talked a lot too about just the broader NFL landscape and trying to follow trends, but seeing how the market evolves. And ultimately, it's the Falcons are looking at this, and it's through that process of looking at and maybe trying to project what something could look like for Kyle in another year, they were you know what, we feel we're in a good place towards the cap. We feel like we have some maneuverability over the next couple of years that we can make this work. You saw a couple weeks ago, almost a month ago now, Drake London getting that whopping extension.
Yep.
Now you have Kyle Pitts locked in. Obviously, kind of the big name on everybody's board right now is what happens with Bijan Robinson and what could a contract extension look like for him. But for all of this, like I think it's really, I think Ian Cunningham is very noticeable, like noticing the just the broader NFL landscape and how position groups are moving, how contracts are moving. I think that's something that, as we've gotten to know Ian Cunningham a bit more, like having the cerebral approach to contracts and why you do them at a certain time and being able to like back up why you make the decisions that you do, I think is really, it's really something that I value in kind of everything that Ian Cunningham has been doing so far.
Yeah, it's like there's the stuff that football fans and the media and everything looks at, the elements of a general manager's job or just kind of like running a team that we latch onto. Yeah. And then there's the stuff when you're actually doing the job and you're in that infrastructure and part of that kind of like that lane and that profession that you actually look at and care about. That's the stuff that I think Ian is mapping this all out. And you look at the tight end landscape in the NFL, there's some really good young tight ends out there.
Yeah.
So like this is a position that is healthy. I think getting Kyle Pitts' deal done right now makes a lot of sense. So yeah, excited to see what he's got in training camp and what he's going to look like in this offense. But let's hear from Kyle Pitts right now. We are joined now by Falcons tight end Kyle Pitts, who is fresh off of signing his new contract here with the organization. Kyle, congratulations, man. It's awesome.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys for having me.
Oh, we're so excited to have you here. Now, take us into kind of like, obviously, you signed the franchise tag earlier this year, but to get to this point, to have this kind of on lock, signed, ready to go, 3-year deal, what does that mean to you?
It means the world. First, just want to thank God for putting me in this position, allowing me to, not a small blessing, but a big blessing in my career, in my life, to be able to get to your second contract because, statistically, you don't really get to that.
Right.
So to be able to do that and with the same team is pretty cool and unique, and I appreciate everybody here at the organization, and it's time to work even more.
Now, when you signed the franchise tag, was this always something that you wanted kind of in the back of your mind to work towards, a longer-term thing? And then, I know it was an interesting circumstance, right, when you have a new coaching staff kind of coming in, a new general manager. At the time those decisions have to be made. What have you learned about Kevin Stefanski and Ian Cunningham just in the time since you signed that franchise tag until today?
Yeah, originally I was just planning on, when I talked to my agent, Dave, he just said, we're going to sign it. And I was like, all right, it's going to be time to grind. And then you have a successful year, and then you'll be able to have a chance to, reset in the market. So, thinking of contract talks wasn't ever in my mind or something that was like, I was telling him, like, what we doing? Yeah. I was just, when we going to sign it, and then boom, we signed it, and I was just back to the drawing board. But in the time of, from day one to now, learning from Coach Stefanski, learning from Coach Tommy, it's pretty cool to see. Ian as well has been great. Just talking to him, seeing him out in the building, how interactive he is with everybody here. It's pretty cool. And Stefanski, he's a tight end guy, and he's from Philly, so that's a double plus whammy. Yeah,
I love it. So I know we talked, this had to have been early in OTAs, and I kind of asked you about, signing the franchise tag. And what we talked to Ian about very early on, right when he first announced that they were going to move forward with franchise tag, was that it was under the guise of really wanting to get to know you. And they saw what you did in the back half of last year especially, felt really confident. You talk about Kevin Stefanski being a tight end guy, and he was really looking forward to working with you. But there was that kind of period of like, hey, we're evaluating him. We're seeing what he can bring to the table and how he meshes with this system, this scheme. What were some things that, I know we just asked you kind of what you've learned about Kevin Stefanski, Ian Cunningham, everybody, but what was it that you wanted to show them as they were coming in about who you are and what you're about?
That I am the guy. I've had to, unfortunately, like multiple other players go through the quarterback carousel.
Right.
So I feel like it's been, having ebbs and flows of different things, and my success has been, I feel like my story has been a little different, playing with a bunch of different guys and going through injuries and so forth, but just showing them I'm the guy and I'm capable of what you've seen, and I can give you more.
Kyle, you just got back from tight end U, correct?
Yes, I did.
Fun.
That was a lot of fun.
So is it crazy, because you went to the very first one as a rookie in 2021. Right. Is it crazy to see how literally crazy it has become?
100%. Yeah, from the first, I think it was just over 20 guys, and now it's they said this past year when they put it out that they've gotten the most signups in the first 2 days.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool to see, just meeting new guys. I love the chalk talk. Got to hear
Tony Gonzalez.
Yeah, he was one of the guys that spoke a lot about preparation.
Yes.
How he went about his day, and how longevity can help you a lot, and just keeping the main thing, and how your process is. Whatever you do to be great, keep doing it, and just keep finding different ways to enrich it, and it'll take you a long way.
What's your favorite part about going to tight end U? And I imagine it's probably getting to be around some guys that you don't get to see all the time, but what are some of your favorite memories over the last few years?
Yeah, I would say definitely it's kind of like when you're in the locker room, but it's just all tight ends.
Yeah.
So we all know, we all have the same problems. We all talk about the same thing of like how, a coach might have sent us into a play where it was very little instruction. You got blasted, but you had to make it work.
Yeah.
That's the game of football. But it's just cool to be around the guys and learn a bunch from them. But my favorite part specifically was the chalk talk.
Yeah.
Hearing Travis talk about the pass game, hearing George talk about the run game, and then Tony G bring it up. And then we also got a guest coach, John Embo. He used to coach down in Miami and San Fran. He coached Tony. So
yes.
To hear some of how he implements coaching and how he brings the best out of his players, that was pretty cool. And I got some key notes that I wrote down.
Cool.
So you were down there after reports came out about your deal, correct?
Yes.
Did they do anything to celebrate you while you were down
there? It was kind of like I got the call when I was walking off the field. We were leaving, and it was just me, Chuck, Hoop, and I was with Josh Simon. So
Okay.
it was the perfect group to be around.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
We celebrated with a beverage or two.
I mean, you
That
should
was
have.
all.
Yeah.
That was about all. And then we just I left the next day.
Yeah. How are you feeling? I'm glad that you brought up those guys. How are you feeling about the group that's been put together? Obviously, Charlie Warner for those
Charlie
at
Warner,
home.
sorry. Yeah, Charlie Warner. We call him Chuck.
Obviously coming in, Hoop coming in, Justin coming back on another year. And what does this group kind of feel like to you? Because I personally love seeing the different skill sets that make up this unit.
Yeah, I mean, I love our room. Like you said, it's like 3 different people. Myself, Charlie, and Hoop. Hoop's the oldest, so he brings a lot of, how can I say this? He's
California cool.
Yeah, he's California cool, but
Yeah.
he's so smart.
So smart.
So smart.
Went to
And
Stanford.
a lot of knowledge in the game of ball, and it's just great to learn from him. And then, Charlie is just one of my favorite crusty vets, as we call him. And then Josh is our young guy. He's our young guy in the room, but he's a consistent worker, and he tries to watch what we do, and as we try and set the standard and implement it.
Cool.
He made a few plays out there on the field.
100%.
Yeah.
It's coming.
Yeah.
It's coming
Yeah.
slowly but surely.
Love it.
You want to get into our
Yes. So to wrap it up here, because we know you got a busy day, we have a game for you. You've probably seen it on social media. It's a blind ranking.
Okay.
So the premise of it is that we're going to blind rank 5 of your best moments as an Atlanta Falcon.
Okay.
And what we're going to do is we're going to give you the moment or the play.
Okay.
You have to rank it 1 through 5, 1 being the best, 5 being not as good
Right,
or not
right.
as the best.
Right.
But you have to do it blind. So if let's say I give you a play first off and you're like, oh, that's the number 1 play.
Ooh.
One's out.
Done.
One's done. So
Okay.
once you pick, it's locked in.
Okay.
So you have to think strategically based on that.
Okay.
Okay. Are you ready?
All right, I'm ready.
Okay. First play that I'm going to give you. Let's see. Let's start recent. So this past 2025 season, week 15, the 3rd touchdown of the night versus Tampa Bay. Obviously, that was a game in which you finished with a career best 11 catches, 166 yards, 3 touchdowns, becoming the first tight end ever since Shannon Sharp in 1996 to post at least 150 receiving yards and 3 touchdowns
You remember
in a game.
that game, Kyle?
I did. I do. That was a
wanna
very,
make sure.
very good night in the state of Florida.
So where would you, 1 to 5, where does that one
That
go?
got to go 1.
You got to go 1?
I have to put that as 1 because it's very rare that you get a chance to score once, let alone 3 times.
Right.
So I just feel like God allowed me to get hot that night, and for that 3rd one, I said, "Man, I really just did this."
Yeah.
So that was something that was like now that's the floor. Like God willing, I get a game of 4. You never know. So I just seen Travis do it.
I mean, yeah, he did.
So it's possible.
It's
possible.
It's possible.
Yeah.
So
That was a good catch, too.
Yeah,
On the right sideline.
Yeah, right butt cheek. That's what saves us. That's what saves us.
All right, so that was number one. That takes the
one.
number one ranking.
Yeah,
so one's off the board.
Yeah, one's off the board.
Okay, Will, do you want to take the next one for him?
Yeah, sure.
Next play, next moment.
So your second moment is your very first NFL touchdown against the Jets Week 5 in London.
I'm gonna have to go 3.
3.
Okay.
Because I can't just put it at 2.
Right, yeah.
Just
Gotcha. You got to hold one spot. Yeah,
I got to hold
there
that
you
because
go.
I already put up.
Right, you already got one. So, and there's some other there's some good plays on this list.
Okay,
So,
okay.
I think 3.
Spoiler: we didn't just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So we mixed and matched a little bit.
Okay.
Good choice. 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I got to put it at 3.
Okay, so we've got 1 and 3 off the board. So the next play / moment is the 36-yard catch and run versus the Dolphins that set up the game-clinching field goal in Week 7 of your rookie season in 2021.
Mm-hmm.
That was also
That was the Heat game.
yes, it was very warm.
We were all
Yeah.
out there on the side. There's a great picture. I'm gonna try and get it to you
Mm-hmm.
of myself, Lee Smith, and Hayden. Mm-hmm. It was the 3 stages of death of the heat exhaustion. And I'm gonna put that at 4.
Put it at 4. Okay.
I like that.
Yeah.
That was a big time moment for myself and
Yeah.
just the confidence wise. But in Matt trusting him, it was pretty cool.
That was a big game too. You finished with 163 total receiving yards that game, so I felt like that was really the coming out party of Kyle Pitts because you had the touchdown in Week 5. 2 weeks later, followed up with that game against the Dolphins. That was pretty. Good.
Was there a bye week? I think that bye week.
It was. There was a
coming
bye
up.
week in
So it was
between
basically
it.
like 2 big games
Yeah.
for you. That was Kyle Pitts breaking out.
Yeah,
party.
we love
Yeah.
it. All right, well, next up. So so to recap, Kyle's put the 3 touchdowns versus Tampa at number 1, first touchdown at number 3, and then the 36-yarder versus the Dolphins in Week 7 of 21 at number 4.
Ooh, I like this because we got a 2-5.
Yeah,
It's almost
like-
like
I
a 7-10
know.
split here.
Yeah,
you know?
like
It's
I kind of feel like I should have switched it to 2 and 4.
This is
it's a little too
big.
late, but okay, we got
right.
2 and 5.
I'm glad I got this one because this is one I fought to put on
Yeah.
the list. This is a
Okay.
late addition from me. So this is your touchdown catch to force overtime against Washington, 2024. You and MPJ hooking up. That was a
Sunday
big play.
night
4th
football.
That was a
down,
good one.
nation watching.
That was a
That was a
good
heck
one.
of a game, man.
I might got to put that at 2.
Yeah.
I got to go with that one at 2. That was a great moment. It was a long drive, and for us to go down there, it was unfortunate we didn't win the game. But for our offense, it gave us a boost of confidence and morale, and it was great for Mike. I feel like I gained his trust a little bit in that moment, and that was good.
That was an absolute dagger of a throw, too.
Oh yeah, he can fit in some windows that some
That
other
whole
quarterbacks
drive.
can't.
Oh,
That whole
yeah.
game was so much
That was
like,
such a fun
it was,
game.
It was a
a
great
fun
time.
offensive
Yeah.
game.
Do you remember the emotions of that? Because we were talking about it and we were looking back, and you like just took the ball and you just
Yeah,
like, threw it up.
I was actually pretty upset that I did that because that was his first touchdown.
Right, yeah.
So like, I had to ask one of the EQ guys to go really help me find that. But no,
I think
was.
Bajan ran after it at some point. I think he was trying to find it too.
Bijan.
He'd already gotten like the fumble earlier in the drive. He was just heads up on the ball wherever it went.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool for Mike and I, and it was first of many.
Yeah, love it. All right, we're gonna wrap up, and we know where this one goes because it's really the only place left. It has to go at number 5.
I feel like I can predict what it is.
Okay, what do you think it is? So we've done Tampa 3 touchdowns. We've done first touchdown versus the Jets in London, game clincher for Dolphins, and then overtime against Washington.
I feel like that Buffalo plays in there.
Buffalo in the snow.
Yeah.
It's not.
Ooh.
But that was a good one because
Okay, well, good thing I didn't have to put that at 5.
yeah, no, you didn't because that one is the best photo. I think I use that photo for literally everything. The one down the sideline.
That was a great day in the snow. It was a fun day in the snow.
Yeah. So this one, what we have is your 102-yard performance versus the Lions in Week 16 of your rookie season. And the reason we put it is because it was when you crossed the 1,000-yard mark as a rookie, breaking some pretty significant records.
Ooh.
So even though it's not like a single play,
Yeah.
like that Buffalo game, put it in here for the significance of breaking the 1,000-yard mark.
Yeah, that's dang. I mean,
You're
you
like,
have to put it at 5.
Right, yeah.
But it could be like a 3B.
Right,
You know,
3B.
Yeah, 3B. But no, that was great. And I thank Arthur for that all the time. Still keep in contact with him. That's my guy. So You know, that was pretty crazy, and I didn't think that was possible.
Yeah.
So for that to happen, it's pretty cool, and it's something I want to get back to for sure.
Love it. Was that fun? You enjoyed that?
I did. That was great.
Yeah.
This is my first time on the podcast, so
Hey,
appreciate
well,
it. I'm glad this is
You
the
got a
first
voice for podcasting.
You do.
It's amazing.
Really?
Yo, yeah, keep
Yeah.
talking. Everybody wants to.
I just want to. I don't know if it's the radio version of
Right.
podcast or the sit and learn your guest type of. I feel like that's better because when you learn your guest, you can throw some tidbits and
Oh yeah.
tell people about your guests and they'll
Yeah.
learn a new fact.
Yeah, we like talking to people. Like that's 90% of our job is just chatting with people.
Yeah.
You know.
Come back on during training camp. We won't talk football at all.
Okay.
We'll just get,
We won't
talk
to know.
football
We'll
at
just get
all.
to
Okay.
yeah. We'll just
I
get
can
to know
do
each
that. I
other
can
a
do
little
that.
bit.
I might have to get you a date on that.
All
I
right.
have to get you a date.
Heck
Great.
yeah. Kyle, this has been awesome.
Yeah.
Congratulations
Thank you.
on,
I
on the
appreciate
new
it.
deal. We're excited to have you around in Atlanta for
Yes,
a few
thank
more
you.
seasons.
I appreciate it, Will and Tori. Thank you.
All right, that was awesome hearing from Kyle Pitts about his new contract, sticking around in Atlanta, his thoughts on Kevin Stefanski's offense, all of that good stuff that you just heard. Really appreciate him taking the time to sit down with us. We will be back on Friday. We got a whole other episode planned for you all this week that I think is going to be a lot of fun, Tori.
Oh, we're so excited. We were literally just talking about it, how we were going back and forth about it. Do you want to tell them what we're doing? Or you
No,
want
I think we should let it be a surprise.
Okay.
Yeah,
I love it.
It'll be fun. So everybody, please check that episode out. Let everybody know where they can find this conversation with Kyle Pitts, YouTube channel, Spotify, wherever you're listening to your podcasts, all that good stuff. And we will see you again on Friday.